So that's highly advisable for him to be out drinking tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's a brilliant freaking idea.
Yes.
Well, he is a genius. You got to give some cred to that, Mind of a genius.
Yeah, right. A beautiful mind.
The big playoff tomorrow. It's time to go out and get hammered.
That's right.
So you can't even get up in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, he really would sleep probably 12 to 15 hours. I don't think that's an exaggeration.
No, it's not.
And be, as you would say, completely non-productive tomorrow.
But you say his game's at night or during the day?
I don't know. I don't know what time the game's supposed to be.
What, is there a bug in there?
Yeah, it's a bug. Moth or something. Hold on. Let's see if I can get it. Got it.
One shot, one kill, baby.
That's right.
That's what I like to see. My tune's going. Big pick 4. This is where you get the best 4 picks for NFL Sunday games, consisting of the Big O, Big D, Big B, and the pesky Stone Cold Mortal Lock. Coming off a shit-ass week last week. Going 3-1. Is that what you're seeing, Dan? 3-1?
Yeah, I went 1-3 last week.
Oh, 1-3, I should say. The only winner being the pesky Mortal Lock, with the Giants blowing out the hometown for me, Buccaneers. Did anyone come close? Brian won but didn't cover. You got blown out. I got blown out. That'll happen. What there?
Well, in your case, I thought that was a lousy pick anyway. I thought Carolina was going to win that game. Denver, I mean, that guy was sticking his finger in the guy's eye at the end of the game. That cost Denver the game. That was ridiculous. Indianapolis held the ball the last 6 minutes of the game. That was awful. That was painful to watch. Watch that one
Who was sticking what in whose eyes? I didn't get that.
At the end of the Denver-Indianapolis game, the cornerback for the Broncos stuck his finger in the eye of the tight end for Indianapolis, and he got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty, which ended the game because Indianapolis was going to kick a field goal, and there'll still be some time left on the clock for Denver to possibly go down and get a touchdown. He
was trying to adjust his contact lens. He saw it was...
He walked right up to the guy and stuck his finger right in his eye.
Yeah, his contact lens was falling out. He was trying to help him.
So he got suspended for this week for that. He probably should have been tossed in that game. I don't know why he wasn't. But they called a penalty, and it gave the Colts a first down. So they ran out the clock because they kicked the field goal, but took that off the board, and then they just ran the clock out. And that was awful. Pittsburgh blew it in that Big B. Big B should have had his. Pittsburgh let Oakland come back in that game. But the other one, Green Bay just got blown out. Nothing you could do about that.
Yeah, what's up with Aaron Rodgers? What the hell's he doing?
I don't know. They were awful in the first half of that game.
Well, and Andrew Luck is hurt now, right? I mean...
Yeah, he's out 2 to 6 weeks, but unfortunately they're on a bye, so we can't pick against them this week.
Don't you love it where, all the young guys are getting hurt, and here's Peyton Manning just plugging away week after week.
Well, he's hurt too. He has a foot problem. But yeah, he'll be out
playing this week though.
Yeah, he'll play.
Is anyone else undefeated besides Bengals? Who else?
New England and Carolina.
But New England's only a 315, and Carolina is 100 points less than that. They're a 215. So I can remember the Colts with Peyton Manning going deep in the season, undefeated. In the game they lost, they were at like a minus 1,200.
Wow. Well, the Black Marty Morningweg lost that one for him. He blew that season for him.
Black Marty Morningweg. Oh, but now you made me remember my you for real last week that I had forgotten.
Okay.
Was with that old granny lady going out and blowing out the entire management of the Detroit Lions.
That's right.
She's 91 years old?
Yeah.
She went and blew out the entire front office?
Yeah.
Everyone except the head coach, right?
The president and GM are both out. The head coach is still there, but he's going to be fired at the end of the season.
But that stupid-ass husband of hers, how many years did he go, and he never had the balls to go in there and boot out the likes of Matt Millen and, some of these other characters, right?
It took that 0-16 season for him to finally can Matt Millen and that's with Merry Men.
And Matt Millen was what, like a defensive linebacker or something? Like
he was a linebacker. He made him a GM.
Now, how does that make you a mental genius to manage a football team?
I don't know, because he was good on television. He was a good commentator on TV, so I guess he thought he could run a team.
He was a charmer, right? He right? He had
no
no business running the front office, right?
No, not at all. That was ridiculous and a mistake.
So the old man wouldn't fire Marty Morningweg soon enough. He wouldn't fire Matt Millen,
Wayne Fonts.
Oh, Wayne Fonts.
Who's the other guy? Something Ross, the Navy guy.
Well, Bobby Ross won a Super Bowl at San Diego, though. Or was in a Super Bowl. He was in a Super Bowl.
In a Super Bowl. They never won.
So you can't fault Bobby Ross. I mean, he made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but not with the Lions. He was awful with the Lions.
I saw Bobby Ross, what was it, last night. He was in the freaking Monday night game. No, not the Monday night game, but he was on the field. He was on the field for something, to get something.
During that Christmas show yesterday?
No. It was at it was last night. It was a Virginia Tech game.
I thought it was at the game where they dressed up as Christmas ornaments yesterday.
I was like, I know I saw Bobby Ross last night on the field for something to get something.
Yeah.
It's the Virginia Tech game. Yeah.
It was Georgia Tech. He used to coach there.
Oh, okay. The Yellow Jackets. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was there for, I guess they're honoring him.
I'm like, I'm not crazy. I know I saw Bobby Ross last night.
Yeah, no, I thought you were watching that awful Thursday night game.
So the recap of last week, we sucked. We're barely keeping a winning record. We're at 56% now, but the Giants did win. That's a highlight of the week.
That's pretty much it. Everyone else lost and we sucked. This week I'm going to
take Big D, I should say.
That's right.
Big B.
Like the Big B Buru, I am not taking a mulligan on my pick. I take full responsibility for my pick. I had to put the players in a better position to succeed, to win my pick. Anyway, I'm taking Carolina minus 4.5 on the road at the dreadful Tennessee Titans. Tennessee stinks. Their defense stinks. Their offense looked good last week, but against the Saints defense, who are just awful. I think they're going to struggle. Mariota's going to struggle against this good Carolina defense. And I think Carolina will be okay offensively. They're not a great offensive team, but again, Tennessee's defense is so dreadful, it really doesn't matter. They can make anyone look like a superstar against them. So because of that, because of the matchup, I think Carolina's advantage on both sides of the ball they have in this game. I think the great advantage that they have. I believe that they'll cover the spread fairly easily. It's not a big spread. Win by a touchdown, cover the spread, go home. So, it's not a big deal. So I really think they can cover this. And, honestly, even if they slog their way through the second half, if they have a big lead, they still expect them to win by at least a touchdown. I think they're motivated. I think people feel like the game against Green Bay was a bit of a fluke because Green Bay just played poorly. I think they'll go out there and crush this team to prove themselves. They go 9-0 before their bye. So this week, take Carolina on the road favorite.
People all over the world ride the love train. The love train. This is your second week picking them, right?
No, you picked against them last week.
Oh, I thought you picked them last week.
No, you did. That was your great pick. You picked Green Bay against Carolina.
Oh, so you're kind of, but I am right. Have you picked Newton before, or is this your first Newton pick?
First foray into the
into the Newton experience?
Yes.
First foray, wow. And what's the spread again?
4.5. It went down from 5.5 this morning.
Wow, so you're a believer.
I'm a believer this week.
Oh, just for this week, though.
Yes, just for this week against just an awful Titans team. I mean, they already fired their head coach. Their offense and defense are both a mess. They won a game against New Orleans last week, but New Orleans is awful.
But I love how Newton is showing a lot of confidence. He seems to be very confident now, which I didn't pick up with that vibe on him before.
I guess, but he's not having a good season statistically. He's still only completing 54% of his passes. He was only 15 for 30 last week. He wasn't very good. He's also on the top. He's also in the top half of the league in interceptions thrown.
But he says, "Don't look at my stats because I win."
I think that's kind of. I don't know. Maybe recently, before that, he was a mediocre quarterback. They were kind of like around 500 until they went on this 11-game run dating back to last season.
But is he a leader? I mean, it seems that he's developing into a leader here.
I get the leader part, but so is Tim Tebow. He's a leader too. He's not good. I don't see what the difference is. I don't think he's that good. He needs to get. I mean, I get the receivers aren't the greatest. But you still should have a better completion percentage.
Well, you can be a leader, but will people follow? Is the next question you have to ask.
I think they will. They'll definitely follow him.
Yeah, I think people are starting to believe in him. That's really cool.
Yeah, he does a lot of the dirty work. I mean, he gets he does his quarterback sneaks for first downs. He tries to jump over the line to get the touchdowns.
He doesn't do the name a slide. He'll put his shoulder down and drive into a defender, right, to get an extra couple of yards, right, if he has to.
He's a huge guy. He's like 6'5", 250. I mean, he's a big, big son of a bitch. But he's just not a good passer. His passing numbers really aren't. Colin Kaepernick has better passing numbers than Cam Newton.
Who's bigger, him or McNabb?
McNabb was fatter. But no, I think Newton is overall bigger height and weight. He's at least 3 or 4 inches taller. And he probably was weighing by a good 20 pounds. McNabb just got fat and doughy towards the end of his career. This guy's built like a truck.
What about height-wise? Who's taller?
Oh, Newton's well taller than him. 3 or 4 inches taller.
Oh, shit.
He's a huge guy. He's like 6'5", 6'6", 250, 260, something like that. He's like a linebacker playing back there. He's a huge man.
Yeah.
You think his passing numbers would be better, but they're not.
So let's have the big Buru B pick. He's out drunk tonight, getting hammered, probably looking at transvestites with bedroom eyes.
Well, I know he was excited about one thing. Jerry Sandusky is going to get his pension back.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so, Brian's letters got to the judge, and they changed the ruling. So
if Brian finally agrees to conjugal visits, then maybe Jerry will cut him in on some of the pension.
Yeah, he gets $5,000 a month, and he's going to get $180,000 in back pension that he should have gotten.
But Brian has always told Jerry in his letters that if you get the pension, that I would agree to the conjugal visits.
Well, we'll have to see if that works out.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm not gonna be what do you call it, judgmental or anything. I hope it works out for the big B.
yeah, hey, you
I
never
mean, he
know.
could use the money.
But the big B would like to take a mulligan for last week's pick. It's not his fault. It doesn't count because it was a losing pick. So I would just like to say that he's taking a mulligan. And if this week's pick doesn't work out, he'll take a mulligan again next week for this week's pick.
He's almost going to be the Titanic next week.
Yeah,
instead
right.
of yourself.
Well, this was another gut pick. He talked to the gut. They had a conversation with each other, and he did a seance, and he picked this game. New Orleans -1 on the road at the Washington nameless team. New Orleans is a good offense, but their defense is awful. And that's why I think this game's a -1. I'm actually surprised this isn't a pick 'em. Because, Washington plays better at home than they do on the road. I think they might even have maybe a 500 record under Jay Gruden at home. But I think Drew Brees is going to carve up that defense. I think he's going to have a great day. I think they'll put up a lot of points. I'm not sure Washington can score that many points. And I do agree with Brian's pick. I think New Orleans can pull it out at the end with a close victory, maybe a field goal victory, and cover this one spread in this game. It's not a big spread. Obviously, it's the second lowest spread you can have. And, New Orleans doesn't do much here, but I believe that they can win. But it'll have to be a shootout. If the Washington defense plays half decently, then the Redskins will win because the Saints don't play any defense at all.
Do either of these teams have any skin in the game as far as playoff hopes?
Well, I guess the Redskins do, even though they're 3-5, just because the NFC East is so bad. But if they start losing a couple more games, they're going to be done soon.
But you're saying New Orleans is pretty much their goose is cooked for the season.
Yeah, they'd be very lucky to get a wild card spot at this point. Look, they're in the same division as what do we call them? Carolina, who's 8-0, and Atlanta, who's 6-2. So they have no shot.
Well, they have no shot of winning the division, but the wild card, doesn't that span across multiple divisions?
Yeah, but it's tough when you have Atlanta 6-2. They would be a wild card team.
Oh yeah, so you got a 6-2 wild card, and they're what? What was the record?
Oh, they like 2-6 or 3-5. They're not very good. I think they're 3-5. And then the other thing is in the NFC North, you have Green Bay 6-2 and then Minnesota at 6-2. So they're not going to jump over all these teams to make the playoffs. So it's not going to happen.
So it's a rebuilding year.
Yeah, a lot of people could be gone. Brees could be gone. The head coach could be gone. They could have a whole turnover there after the season. There's a problem with their owner, Benson. He's fighting with his family for control of the team. Some of his family members won't take it from him. They're saying he's has dementia because he's 88 years old. So
they need to hire that old granny from up in Detroit to come in there and clean house.
Mrs. Ford?
Yeah, Mrs. Ford.
Yeah, she'll take care of
She'll
business.
come in there and clean house. She's going to be on the sidelines with Jim Jones here next week. She's not
Jim
fooling around, man. She's not fooling around.
With Jerry Jones?
Oh, Jim Jones.
Yeah, he was the other guy. The cool.
Let's have the pesky Eskin Stone Cold monologue for Week 10 NFL.
Okay, well, again, Brian wanted me to take a mulligan on this one since it didn't win last week. Actually, no, did this one win? Yeah, this one did win, so no mulligan. So we won that one. Picked the.
That was the one win for last week.
That was the one win. We picked the Giants against Tampa Bay, so we're going to do it again. Dallas +1 on the road at Tampa Bay. Even though the Cowboys have a lot of discourse and trouble and other horrible nonsense going around their team, distractions and people beating women and people yelling at reporters and beating up coaches and owners doing crazy shit and whatever. I think they can beat Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay just stinks. Vincent Jackson's out for this game.
Do they bring the modern art to display on the sidelines as banners during the Cowboys away games.
That's right. They'll bring that there to make them feel more at home.
Yeah, I think they should.
But we're going to take Dallas because Tampa Bay's defense stinks. Matt Castle might have a chance to actually have a decent game against them. If Dallas loses this game, their season's over. I don't care what happens when Roma comes back. Their season's completely over. They'd have lost 7 in a row. They'd be 2-7, and they'd be done. And I think they'll probably lose more games after that. They're winless since Greg, the woman beater Hardy, showed up. Who he needs a little Sandusky justice. But anyway, I think they can pull this one out, keep their season alive. And it's a +1. Somehow Tampa Bay is a favorite at home. I don't know how the hell that
who's
happened.
their QB now down there at Dallas?
Matt Castle.
Oh, well, yeah, he's no slouch. Yeah.
He stinks. He's their last pick of him. Next week when they play at Miami, Romo should be back.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as backup quarterbacks go, I mean, I would take Castle. What the hell's wrong with him?
He doesn't win. He's not that good.
I would take him over Kirk Cousins.
But he's not a backup.
Exactly. Who the hell was Jay Cutler's backup?
I don't know.
When he was hurt. Come on, you know all the players, Dan.
I don't know all the players.
Cutler just came off an injury. Who the hell was his backup when he was injured?
I don't know. I don't know who's the backup for the Bears.
Why not?
Who do you know? Anyone who plays for the Bears? Who knows?
Fail.
They're awful. I don't know.
I
David
just
Fales?
said Jay Cutler, so obviously I know somebody who plays for the Bears.
Is David Fales his backup?
Isn't there a Forte or something that he throws the ball to up there?
That's the running back, Matt Forte. He's
Yeah,
out
exactly. He's also a good receiver. Thank you.
Yeah, but he's not playing this week. He might have mailed it in for the season.
What amazes me is I want to do a graphical statistic on this, is that the relationship between teams that are having losing seasons versus injuries. It just amazes me that at that level of play, that when your team starts sucking, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, I'm out for the season. Oh, I can't play this game. I went through how many years of the Redskins bullshit with this? It was like, yeah, we're going to do really well this season. And then, they start sucking. And it's like, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, I'm out for the season. Oh, I'll be back next year. Better than ever. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
The pansies lay down when they're not winning. That's what they do.
Yeah,
That's what they fucking do.
It's like you see these guys in the playoffs who play with broken arms or broken legs and all this stuff.
You got the guy with no finger up there in New York.
Yeah, right. Then you see these people who are on awful teams who have nothing to play for. They pull a toe muscle and they're done for the season.
Oh, and then they're all smiling and yucking it up on the sidelines and hamming it up and making jokes and shit and laughing during the games.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do in Little Leagues, Dan.
Yeah.
You for real, Danny D. Let's have it.
All right, my you for real is the NFL for having these phony meetings in these towns like Oakland, San Diego, and St. Louis, pretending to believe that they care, that they want to keep their teams where they are, when they really don't give a shit and just want to move as many teams as they can to Los Angeles. It's the most insincere, ridiculous charade I've ever seen when it comes to these sport. Is a team is so stupid that they make the people believe they care and actually listen to these people. The people were smart in that. They showed up and just yelled at the people from the NFL and said, that told them they're full of shit, that you're just going to move our team anyway. What do you care? Why do you even have this? So I give those people credit for that. But it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, where they have these officials show up and say, well, okay, what do you have to say? What do you think about this or that? And they don't mean any of it. It's all bullshit. They're just going for the money grab in Los Angeles. And I think that's just insincere and outrageous. But they're business. I guess businesses do stuff like that. But they're my you for real. That's just They're
So
just
you're
bad.
against all the two teams playing in LA? Is that what you're against?
No, I'm just saying, what's the point of having these meetings? I don't understand these ridiculous, phony meetings for the fans in the local markets, St. Louis, Oakland, and San Diego, to make pretend that they're actually going to keep a team there when they're not. You know they're going to move them. I mean, there should be a team in Los Angeles. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of ridiculous that they have a team in Jacksonville, of all places, not Los Angeles. But it just is stupid that they go to do this whole charade, making pretend that, oh yeah, we're gonna really listen to what you have to say. We really care. Give me a break. They're worse than politicians. They're full of shit.
My U for real for Week 10 is the NFL Color Rush, Jets and Bills game, where people that were red-green colorblind saw the same two teams playing against each other on the field.
And the field is green. I mean, really bad. I know it's even worse. Next week, they're going to have Jacksonville play, and they're going to wear all gold uniforms. How hideous is that going to be?
No, but I saw a simulated video of what it would look like if you were red-green colorblind watching the game last night with the Jets Bills, and it looked like there were 22 players on the same team running around, and you didn't know who was going to play on what team at any given time. Because I believe, because at that point, right, they both had white helmets, and they had these color rush uniforms. So they said the game was unwatchable. It looked like there was 22 guys just playing like Smear the Queer or something.
Oh my God. They said 8% of adult Americans are colorblind. So they're like watching this thing in horror.
They started watching it and they're like, I can't watch this thing. It's unwatchable.
That's awful. Those are awful uniforms anyway. That was just awful.
I kind of dug it. You know, I'm getting sick of the throwback bullshit, you know.
Like those bumblebee uniforms in
Pittsburgh and God. Where you got teams that change colors, where it's not even the same color, like the freaking Eagles, where they're like yellow and black or whatever the hell it was.
Yellow and blue. They're the colors of the city flag.
Yeah, they're not even the colors of the Eagles, and they're out there playing. You know, please.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
They never used to do that bullshit.
It's all about marketing and selling crap. The more shit they can sell you, the better.
I like the winking Bill on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, though.
They don't have that guy anymore.
They do when they have the throwbacks.
Yeah. And the throwbacks, we have this awful orange and pewter uniform.
The winky Bill when he's like, "Hey, big boy."
Yeah, right. With that flower in his hat.
With a knife in his mouth and a flower in his hat, he's like, "Hey, big boy."
Yeah, right. He's Yankee.
Here's looking at you, kid. You're looking good, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, right. Hey, Warren Sapp, come over here.
Come over here, boy.
Well, when
it gets real lonely on these ships at sea.
Well, when Brian meets up with Jerry Sandusky, he has him dress up as that pirate guy.
He has him dressed up as Mr. Bill, the Buccaneers pirate guy.
Mr. Bill.
How hard is it being at sea for so long? He's like, "Let me show you, boy. Come over here." He's like,
I don't know.
But you know what they used to do back in the day? They would say, well, you know, there's the reason they have these holes in the barrel is you put your member in it, you know. But apparently some days it would be your day in the barrel, right? You know, then that wouldn't be so good.
That's awful. Be your day in the barrel.
This is how the pirates dealt with life on the high seas, apparently.
Did they just kidnap some wenches and bring them on the boat with them?
Yeah, but I mean, when you first set sail, they weren't part of the standard issue.
Couldn't they just take care of themselves? Why do they need that?
You know, so it was like, sorry, newbie, it's your day in the barrel today.
That's horrible. They still use that as a hazing tactic at the Naval Academy.
You know, I didn't go there, but they do have these weirdo. What do you call it? What do you call it? Traditions when they cross the equator that are questionable at best.